Would you say that there are special challenges with working with animation as opposed to an epic movie, if you will?
Well, the challenge is making it feel like you're there and real. On a normal movie, you have production. So you have a set or a location, you have the actor there. If they're wandering around, the microphone will pick up, their details and feet and whatever noise there is in the background, and that is kind of typically on a track, that dialogue track is kind of the spine, and we build everything around that. Animation is completely different. There's no background fills in the production track. There's no movement. There's no any of that. It's just very, very clean.
But you get a chance to create your own world then, don't you?
Well, exactly, and that's the benefit of it. You have total blank canvas.
Right.
So, and animated films tend to have kind of cleaner tracks because of that. There's less fuzz on those tracks, which is really nice. So we can get very detailed and specific and very subtle also. Like subtle things in a movie that isn't using ADR and using a production track usually evaporate. They get dissolved into the track. So it's a little more clarity. And like you mentioned, kind of limitless with the animated films. I think they have a little bit more opportunity to take it further, be a little bit more expressive, be a little bit more whimsical. Yeah. It doesn't need to be so grounded in reality.
So as a person who likes to create his own worlds sonically, do you prefer to work more with ambient, or do you like special effects, explosions? What really turns you on?
I love all of it. For me, the things that really turn me on, I think in the beginning of my career, it was for me all about how do I make the most awesome, huge sound ever. And that's changed a lot. Now, now it's more about, I think, character for me. It's about character. Clarity is really important. Too many things going on at once, too many colors in the mix, it starts to turn brown. And so for me, it's very much about keeping that clarity, figuring out what I can take out so that the purity of whatever's happening on screen and whatever we're hearing is retained. So, yeah. And my favorite kind of sounds are sounds that kind of talk to me, have personality.
Talk about that.
Well, at home I have a kitchen cabinet that has desperately in need of WD-40. Yeah. Very, very squeaky. And I have never put WD-40 on it because it's like a musical instrument.
Have you captured that sound yet?
So yeah, and actually I used it in one of the Transformers movies for the voice of a little character named Frenzy. And just opening it and performing it in little
That's cool.
And then we can go in the Pro Tools and manipulate that and tweak it a little more and
give it personality
and get it to stick on the screen. And so every day, I hear new sounds. I love these new gas buses driving around town. I'm trying to figure out a movie to put those in.
Sweet.
They drive by. Whoop, 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 whoop.
What was the name of the character? The kitchen door squeak?
Oh, Frenzy.
So when I was watching the movie, something struck me, and I think I know the answer to this. But in an animated movie, they're creating actual animation, the lips are moving, and the actors have to come in through ADR and actually speak to that. So it's not like you've actually got a cast member you're capturing the dialogue and then they're coming back in and doing ADR later on. Right. They actually have to time their speech to what's happening.
Well, actually,
or
it's
is
the
it the opposite?
Yeah. Sometime, if we're doing pickups or changing a line, they'll come in and see the image and try to match it, and then an ADR editor will go in and surgically make sure that it's precise. But typically on animation, there's no picture at all when the actors are recorded.
Okay.
They're just going to conceptual artwork and whatever the director is setting them up with.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's
so
a radio drama.
Exactly. It's a radio drama. And in fact, it's kind of cool because in the very beginning, the movie is sound. And you've got these very undeveloped images, many of them storyboards, many of them just a slug with a word on it, Metro Man killed. And you've got the words, though, and you've got sound effects that we've been providing to the picture editor, and many sounds that the picture editor will just pull themselves to start to build the story using sound. And then over the next 4 or 5 years, depending on the animated movie, those images will start to develop in different stages. The storyboard.
5 years?
That's how long these take, yeah.
Wow.
So,
So they actually record the dialogue and then they create the animation over that.
then it'll get animated.
Very interesting.